let's counter that. Put our tokens up. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. We're playing Simic Flash. Post-bans Teferi and Wilderness Reclamation are gone. Personally, I would like to see Teferi still in Historic, but whatever. It is the return of countermagic to Magic the Gathering Arena, which is really, really cool. So, previously, before Teferi, Frilled Mystic was an absolute nuke of a card. Teferi came after Guilds of Ravnica in Throne of Eldraine, and it just put up the wall. You shall not pass. No more Frilled Mystic. However, the time for the rebirth of the Mystic is upon us. And today we're playing Simic Flash in traditional standard, best of 3. We've got the sideboard incorporated above us here. So we're going to take a look at the deck list. What do all of the cards do? And then we're going to talk about the deck tech, the strategies and synergies. How do all of those individual cards come together to form a coherent archetype? Then we have some gameplay footage breaking down any playlines and interactions within the meta. It's not enough to know how your deck operates, but you need to know, especially with the counter magic deck, how the rest of your opponent's decks are going to operate within the meta. So we're going to be exploring that. Finally, we have my closing propaganda, future plans for the channel, blah, 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 right? All that fun stuff. So, if you find any value within this video, I really could encourage you to give me a thumbs up. It's going to help promote the algorithm so we get more views on this baby. And yeah, share the channel out to a friend, right? We've got banging material. Go watch some other videos as well, right? I really recommend that. So, Simic Flash starts out with 4 copies of Spectral Sailor. This is our only 1-drop. It's a 1/1 with flash and flying, so base stats are absolutely incredible. And we can mana sink into it for 4, drawing a card. So that's like absolutely amazing. I'll be really sad to see Spectral Sailor rotate out. Brineborn Cutthroat, another card that rotates out, sadly. A 2/1 with flash, our first 2-drop. Whenever you cast a spell during your opponent's turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Brineborn Cutthroat. 4 copies of Essence Scatter, instant speed, counter target creature spell. Paradise Druid ×4, a 2/1 with hexproof as long as it's untapped. We could tap it to add 1 mana of any color. 4 copies of Brazen Borrower. We have Petty Theft for 2, return target non-land permanent and opponent controls to its owner's hand. And then, of course, the Borrower itself is a 3-drop. It's a 3/1 with flash and flying. Great card, so much value involved here. Brazen Borrower can block only creatures with flying. On to our 4-drops. 4 copies of Rewind, instant speed, counter target spell, untap up to 4 lands. This card is great because we can actually use a counter spell on our turn, untap our lands, and then steal counter on our opponent's turn. So that's what makes Rewind great. Nightpack Ambusher. This is a 4/4 with flash. Other wolves and werewolves get +1/+1, and at the beginning of your end step, if you didn't cast a spell this turn, create a 2/2 wolf creature token, which in turn will become a 3/3. 4 copies of Frilled Mystic. I touched on this a little bit. This is my favorite card right now. A 3/2 with flash. When it enters the battlefield, you may counter target spell. So not only is it a counter spell for 4, which is a little expensive, but you get a creature, which is going to help you tempo your opponent down to 0. On to our 6-drops. We've got 2 copies of Shark Typhoon. This is an enchantment. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying, where X is that spell's converted mana cost. We can also cycle it for 2+X. When you cycle Shark Typhoon, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying. So you're going to get to, cycle it. You're getting rid of it. You're drawing a card. Plus, you're going to create a shark. So a lot of value within cycling Shark Typhoon. We also have 2 copies of Sublime Epiphany. This card is like Casualties of War for counter decks. Choose 1 or more. So we could choose all of them if we want. Counter target spell, counter target activated or triggered ability, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, and or create a target player draws a card. So, we're countering a spell, an ability, we're returning something, we're making a copy of something, and we're drawing a card. So there is a lot going on with Epiphany. Of course, these spells are accompanied by 6 lands, 6 forests, 4 breeding pools, 4 Temple of Mysteries, and 4 Ketria Triomes. We've got the sideboard, like I mentioned, consists of 2 Earl, Titan of Nature's Wrath for 3. It's a 6/6. It is sacrificed unless it's escaped. The escape cost is 4 plus exiling 5 other cards from your graveyard. When it enters the battlefield or attack, you gain 3 life and draw a card. Then you may put a land card from among your hand onto the battlefield. 2 copies of Quench, instant speed for 2, counter target spell unless its controller pays 2. 4 copies of Negate, instant speed also for 2, counter target non-creature spell. A single copy of Narset's Reversal, instant speed for 2. Copy target instant or sorcery spell, then return it to its owner's hand. You may choose new targets for the copy. 2 copies of Cerulean Drake. This is a 1/1 with flying, protection from red. You can sacrifice it to counter target spell that's going to target us, which is cool. And of course, 4 copies of Aether Gust for 2 instant speed. Choose target spell or permanent that's red or green. Its owner puts it on top or bottom of their library. It's up to them, right? So that's the sideboard. Before we get into the sideboard's strategies or, the sideboard guide, we got to learn how the main deck operates, right? So let's begin to break down the deck tech, the strategies, the synergies involved within Simic Flash. So first of all, you guys need to know a little bit about it. Simic Flash is a counter-based tempo deck in which we are holding up mana, not spending mana on our turn if we can get away with it, always spending our mana on our opponent's turn. Now that's the first principle that's going to get you wins using Simic Flash. Secondly, you hold up your mana and then you have to make sure that you have a counter spell ready, right? You counter whatever they play. If you deem it fit, you need to start prioritizing your counter spells unless your hand is filled with them. However, you counter if they don't play anything for you to counter. Instead of just having untapped mana that you didn't utilize, you use some of the flash creatures within the deck, right? So holding up our mana, countering spells. If we don't counter, playing flash creatures. And then that process just repeats until you win the game. Because if they don't play something for you to counter, you get the opportunity to play a creature. Your mana untaps, you attack. Now it's his turn. Instead of playing a blocker, which he's still going to try to do, you're just going to counter it. And then, you get to attack again. And the field presence or board state should always be under your advantage. Ideally. Now, of course, we do get into weird battles where we need to make some weird decisions, which is what the gameplay footage is here to break down for you. But as far as that goes, you're just holding up your mana, countering his spells, if not playing your creature spells. And this is why Frilled Mystic is such a good card. Teferi's gone. Frilled Mystic is a bomb. Flash 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, you may counter target spell. So not only is this a flash creature, which we want to cast if he doesn't cast anything for us to counter, but it's a counter spell as well. So if he casts a spell, we get to counter a spell, and we get that creature on the board state, which is going to make those tempo attacks roll out that much better, right? So that's a really cool play. We do have some disruption. Brazen Borrower is going to bounce target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, which is nice. So if something does hit the field, you can't counter it. You do have the opportunity later on to push it back to his hand and then counter it when it goes to re-enter, which is quite nice. And then the Sublime Epiphany can also bounce a target non-land permanent. So maybe you're trying to strike in for lethal. There's a blocker, you can't get there. Bounce it, right? Get it out of the board state and get those lanes clear and get our opponent's health points down to 0. We can cycle our Triome on our end step, much like a draw spell, right? So if we're not using our mana for counter spells and we already have 4 or 5 mana, we can use a Triome to cycle to get another counter spell in our hand on our end step. So remember that as well. And then, like I said, the mana dump through the Spectral Sailor. Also, if we don't have to counter any of our opponent's creatures and we don't have any more flash creatures of ours to play, this is a perfect mana dump to make sure that you're not wasting your mana. Pay for, draw a card. Absolutely, then it's your turn immediately. So that's really, really cool. We are countering creatures with our Essence Scatter. Rewind counters everything else. Frilled Mystic counters everything else as well. The Nightpack Ambusher. Now this is where the deck gets really fun. It goes from like a counter-based deck to pure aggro style deck with Nightpack Ambusher. It has flash, so if you don't counter, this is the best creature to play. If you got 4 mana and you didn't have to counter that turn, you're playing Nightpack Ambusher with flash on your opponent's end step. Immediately, you get to attack. It's going to create the 3/3 pup, and you're back to counter town again. So it's really going to snowball and escalate exponentially to the point where your opponent can't handle the board state anymore, right? We talked about Shark Typhoon. You can play it for 6 if you want to risk it for the biscuit. Teferi can't bounce it anymore, so maybe that's more viable to play for 6. However, the Shark Typhoon cycling is always a good option. So that's the general deck list. Do not be scared to flash in the Borrower without using Petty Theft. It's a 3/1 attacker if there's no reach or flyers. Just tempo your opponent down in his hit points. If you didn't have to counter, make sure you're getting those creatures out and blasting your opponent down as quickly as possible. So really remember our main objectives here, I guess, which is to only play on our opponent's turn, counter them when we can. If we didn't have to counter, play the flash creatures, and repeat that process until we win the game. So that's the general deck list. Let's kind of talk about the sideboard. And now my general sideboard tips is to look at what was good, look at what was bad, and how can you flip those things around, right? So maybe it's an aggro deck, right? Earl of Titan of Nature's Wrath really can support some life gain and sustainability if we're taking too much damage. If your opponent isn't playing any form of ramp, Quench is great. If he's got some really powerful low drops that you need to get in under, Quench is really good, right? Negate if he's got any non-creature spells that you need to deal with. Planeswalkers, instances, sorceries, enchantments, stuff like this. Narset Reversal. Now, this is unique. I really like to copy a Cultivate. Some form of ramp spell, an expansion, explosion, which, again, we're not going to see a whole lot of right now because Wilderness Wreck is gone as well. So Narset's Reversal is really cool. You know, you can counter that Cultivate, which cast for 3, so it costs them a lot of mana. And then we get to ramp as well, so that's very, very cool potential. So Cerulean Drake, protection from red, I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory. And then Aether Guts as well, basically against any Gruul deck or any red or green-based deck. We just get to choose target spell, so it could be on the stack, it could be on the field, and then we're putting it on the top of our opponent's library or the bottom, it's up to them, right? So take out what was bad, put in what was good. You're going to figure it out as you go. The meta's kind of wacky right now, it's still stabilizing after the bans. But yeah, this deck is very powerful, and you should have no trouble flying up the ranked ladder with this now that Teferi's gone. There is nothing keeping counterspell decks or counter magic decks in check anymore. Goodbye Teferi. People are going to regret it. If they didn't like Teferi bouncing their permanents, they will, you know, like not being able to play their permanents a lot less, I feel like, right? They don't even get to hit the field. They just go right to the grave, not even back to your hand. So we are live on Twitch every morning, 6 a.m. Mountain Standard. And then we're live on YouTube every morning, 6 a.m. Mountain Standard. Jeez Louise. And then live on Twitch at 7 a.m. Mountain Standard. And then again, back on YouTube at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard. So in the evening and in the morning on YouTube, and then throughout the day in between on Twitch. We also are in the Discord. Link for everything in the descriptions below, you guys. Enjoy today's Simic Flash gameplay footage, traditional standard. So a lot of fun. Let me know how you make out with this deck, how you've been enjoying the bans. I'd love to know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this channel to a friend, hit that bell icon, all that shenanigans. The 500,000 gem giveaway is coming to an end soon. Well, not an end, but the next threshold at 10,000 subscribers. So join the Discord, check that out, and enjoy today's gameplay footage. Don't forget to watch the end so you don't miss out on our closing Thizzots. Peace! We will 100% go first, and we will probably take this hand. Playing Triumph first and third. Hopefully doing a creature counter on turn 2. Cultivate, sucks, whatever. Straight to Ugin. People just are like, whatever. We don't need Growth Spiral. We do need to get our Rewind online for Ugin. We also need any other counter spells, please and thank you. Arrow is gross. We may as well, you know, just counter it. Keeps him from that draw, keeps him from that ramp. And he's not got enough to replay it. Rewind's open. We have 2 of them, so we can rewind and ambush, which is going to be, you know, absolutely ideal for us. Looking for our Frilled Mystics. You know, we got the blue shirt on today. We're here to represent. Teferi's tutelage, do I care about it? Do I care about it? I guess so. Let's just keep our opponent on total lockdown. 1, 2, 3, and 4. No attacks. Woof woof, baby. Lego. Now, does he have counter spells? Negative. Removal? No. Our turn. Yup. I will attack. Got lots of life, he'll probably just take it, right? Yeah, okay. Moving on, we are holding up our rewind. Cycles the land, that's okay. We get our wolf army started. That's really nice. Extinction event. Let me think about that. Nope. That's a second rewind here. Does he have counterspell for our rewind? He does! Nice! Okay, so that's really, really bad. Woof. Like I mentioned earlier, this is the return of countermagic to Magic the Gathering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doesn't necessarily help us a bunch, a little bit. Let's play our Druid. We need to get to this Epiphany ASAP. If only we had it here. Urrow's back in play. We're gonna bounce it with our Borrower. Our Borrower. It could be called a Borrower. It would be cool if you actually borrowed the cards instead of just bouncing them back. Alright, not a great play. Should have waited till his end step, I guess. That's my bad. Ooh! A little bit of a misplay there, boys. Alright, we have our favorite card. We're gonna Frilled it. I want to maybe copy something really cool with the Epiphany that's not the Paradise Druid, so we get some nice value there. Another event. Gross. These events are just smashing our mouths in. Going the distance here, though, trying to regain some presence. Ugh. We lose the ability to cast our Epiphany as well. He's looking for counter magic, I think. No. Alright, we could tempo him out, potentially. If we draw land, that's going to be ideal. Those are expensive draws. Instant speed, though, it's really nice. Just getting rid of all that land. Paying life for our land. Yup. 3 damage in. He's got, you know, that Uro back in play he wants. We have to let this hit. Oh, he got the Ambusher off the top. Are you serious? Nice. Here comes Uro again. Draw, create token, bounce permanent, counterspell. Actually, Well, yeah. We don't want him drawing anymore. I wonder if it copies it with the tokens. Negative. Maybe we should have went with the Borrower. We let him keep tutelage, because I don't want him drawing more. Multiple grazers for the blockers, which is pretty good for him. Let's just try to go wide and rush him. He should block the 2 over and over. So, Uro can enter. Right? Free and clear. We definitely should have made a Borrower, because then it could have went over top Uro. But still, he's back to 13. It's just so much value. Nice. He's gonna freaking mill us, this guy. That's just a nice controlled mill, baby. It's so bad. He's got everything he needs.
Oh, too fast.
Alright, so he can't minus on us. He's looking for his Ugin, I'm sure. The Lockmere Serpent for 2 with Flash? Are you insane? In this economy? Woof. Alright, so, I mean, game 2 we're gonna need to maybe get under him a little bit better. We went first too, didn't we? Not good. Our second ambusher's gone. Awful. Awful news. All because of that counterspell he laid in on us. This mystical dispute right here. Just destroyed us. Two more creatures gone. This tutelage has been doing work. It doesn't have reach, so that's fine. Definitely should have made this into a... well, the shark doesn't. We can't counter the cycle. Uh-oh. Spaghetti. Oh, there goes the third wolf as well. Ooh! This guy's got answers. I can pay for your mystical dispute this time, friend. That shark is going to annihilate us, though. Of course. Yeah, don't take a land off the top of my library. Make sure you take those really high-value permanent cards, or I guess non-permanent in Epiphany's case, but... big ouchies. We can almost take out this Uro, but that shark has got us in 3. Alright, he took some lands that time at least. You can just replay it. Let's block with the Paradise Druid. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It would only get cycled for 5. We needed 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could cycle it for 1. As a chump blocker. Let's go big. Could easily counter this. Which is why the cycle is probably better. But we're not in a match where we can kind of tit for tat. It's like we need to get big, we need to get there. We only have 14 left. Right? So bad. Good game. Nice! Alright, let's pack it up here. That was a long match, so I don't want to drag it out too long. So this is weird. These negates. Let's let his creatures hit the field. Screw it. You can have all the creatures you want. As long as those extinction events don't get us. And I'm going to take 2 arrows, drop 2 druids. Just because it appears to be that long con ramp off. We got to win 2 in a row here. Right, that was a pretty long match, like a 15-minute match. Let's go first. Keeping this. Play our Triome with the help of our Uro on turn 3. Turn 4 we have Ambusher or Mystic. So, you know, are we going to be able to survive and not have him go crazy until then? Probably. Wow, that is an aggressive mulligan. We already have 4, there's no need for 5. Let's look for counter spells. Frilled Mystic's great here. Sailor's out. Mystical Dispute, sure. As long as you're not casting that on my Uro friend. Uro in play. We get to draw. Triumph enters the field. And now he gets 1 turn. Right? Blow our minds away, friend. So we're passing as well. Playing our wolf on his end step. Cycle says Shark. He's locked on land, I think. I certainly hope. He did do some aggressive mulliganing. Mulliganing or mulligans? He did some aggressive mulligans? I'm not sure. Alright, let's wolf out. Okay, that's really good. Building towards our Epiphany, I think. Yeah. Thinking about cycling it on our end step if we don't Mystic. to 4 land. Pretty annoying. We've seen how powerful that mill was, so we need to, you know, get rid of that. And now we should, hopefully, in theory, just be able to smash down, protect ourselves. I'm gonna leave it. Down to 14, prioritizing our counter spells on, you know, his good cards. So I'm sure he's got counter magic to protect it. Let's try our rewind. Trying to hold on to our Frilled Mystic. If we do get the counter, nice. There's our 4 lands, no attackers. Borrower comes out with flying. And again, it's just the same pattern. Five land, 1 away from our Epiphany. He's going straight in for Uro again. There's the counter. He does have a blue source within the Triome available. Nice. So we get 4 damage a turn. He's at 9. So 3 turns, plus he's going to be gaining a bunch. Weird equation to figure out. Yikes. Ooh. We could do 7 damage. Let's end our turn here. Odd and even. His tutelage. Doesn't really matter. We mill 4. Land, land, perfect. Land, land. Oh, opportunistic. That's amazing. Raise it for the blocker. Fine. Pass. Oh, we should have bounced it right as he went to his attackers. Shit, so he gains life. That makes things much more difficult. Oh, we should have set a stop and bounced it right as he went to his attack phase. The little things, right? Let's bounce the Grazer. Hopefully no counter spells. You know he's got something, right? Priorities held up. He has something. I don't know what it is. It must be that draw spell, right? Oh, the Serpent for Flash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pay life for 6. He's fully tapped. Return permanents. Create a token. Draw a card. Return permanents. Create a token. Draw a card. Got him. Woo! Thank you. So we have to win again, which is going to be the tricky part here. Thanks for the host, Magic. Really appreciate it. Yikes. Yikes, 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 yikes. Where's a Narset when you need one? This could be really good on his Cultivate. I should have taken that second quench too, maybe. Okay, we have a negate. Quench would be cool as well. Opponent goes first. Bummer. Double mulligan. No, just takes it. Okay. Looking for lands. Ooh, Cutthroats are good though, right? It's not land. We need to get this Mystic online ASAP. Alright, Sailor on his end step. Triome will activate Frilled Mystic next turn, which is very good. Also, our Rewind. We know he has Mystical Disputes, though. Right? This is very bad. Paragon. Sure. Only one blue source. Let's just negate it. We can quench and Cutthroat, which is actually really, really nice. Plus Rewind. We can do a lot of stuff here. Just taking the damage. He paid life for that Grazer. That's 2 turns of us attacking. Cutthroat's out. My turn. Land is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're close to 6. We're at 14. You know, he's going to go down to 15 here. This is on our turn. He's down to 1 card. Let's rewind it. Rewind's great because you can actually cast it on your own turn and not be punished because you get to untap your mana. Down to 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We get to cycle for 3. Land, get that out of the way, thank you. Let's take that scry, get this land out of the way as well, thank you. Next, we're all in. Hitting for 4, I assume. It's better to block the 2/1 multiple times. And now we're ahead in damage output by 1. We've tied it up, 11-11. And we have a Frilled Mystic to get rid of this extinction event. Our Quench is also very relevant right now. Alright, Sailor comes in. Brineborn goes up. My turn. We could have also drawn there, but I don't want to tap the land and not have protection. And again, we're in a very nice position here. Alright, so he gets the blocker here. Which is good. I'm assuming on the Sailor. Maybe on the Cutthroat. I would definitely do that the other way around, but that's okay. Down to 7. We're at 8. Interesting. He's tapping himself. That's incredible. Down to 3. Land. Pays for it. Uro. Let's make him pay for it. And then if he does... Well, no matter... If he counters it as well, either way. Boom. Normally these counter wars don't happen, but now that Teferi's gone, we can stack up those counters to the moon, baby! Woohoo! Frilled Mystic. Again, you know what? For MVP of whatever you want to call it, the meta, Frilled Mystic is banging. Well, this is a good example of a bad hand. I won't say great. It's got land. It's good though. This is much more to our liking. Essence Scatter, I don't think so. Probably cycle the Triome. We really want to play this tempo game. Counterspell here would be ideal, but we don't have it. He might, though. That would be a good play. Opt, okay. Looking for a Heartless Act, maybe. And Eliminate, perhaps. So we hit free and clear. We're paying life here. Down to 16. If nothing, we flash in. If something, we petty theft it. Let's leave it. Bounce it. He's just gonna replay it. Down to 10. Mystic will be really nice, potentially. We're just gonna rebounce it. The land is really good at this point. Allows us to flash in our Borrower on his turn. Down to 4, and this is just classic tempo play. He's gonna replay it, right? He needs a Cry of the Carnarium, Ritual of Soot, you know, some shenanigans, and we need a 1 untapped land, so we could Frilled Mystic it, but we're running a little short, a little shy. You know, this... It's hard to say. Single target removal, we should be okay. That's fine, because we can flash this in. It's a pretty aggressive mill on his behalf. And we should still easily be able to knock him out in the sky. Lethal next turn. We Frilled Mystic his play. So it's working almost perfectly because we were able only to avoid Ritual of Soot, Cry of the Carnarium, these types of shenanigans. We counter that. That should be game number 1, I believe, unless he can counter our Mystic, Drown in the Loch, perhaps. Our Lysax, our Borrower. We still have lethal almost because... No, we do have lethal because we go wide. 3 and 1 is still 4. Good game. Pull another. The return of Frilled Mystic. That's what I'm talking about. So, we had, like, some shenanigans in here. This is, like, gross. You know what I mean? He's doing 4 damage. He's got removal of things without tokens. Thief of Sanity flying. Oh, Lord. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Not a ton of mana. Not ramping. Not a ton of non-creatures, like a few. He's got a good blend. So we'll go down to 2 quenches and we'll take 2 negates. And do we want to draw Paradise Druid for Uro? I know it's meant to replace Growth Spiral, but I'm so used to the playstyle of always kind of holding out my mana going flash that to Paradise Druid might not be worth it, even though it helps us play this land. Or this wolf, not a land, lol. We got a really slow start. Goodbye, wolf. Alright, now he knows we have Quench, and if he doesn't play, we Cutthroat. So he needs to remove it here. He doesn't. And then we're into playing on his turn. See what I mean of Paradise Druid being out of place here? Because we have to hold up our Quench and Petty Theft mana. We tap our mana here, which is probably bad. He can instant speed kill us, I'm assuming. But Borrower hits the field. So it's like we lose 1 and gain 1. So it's just transferring our creature for his removal. We gain the token on Cutthroat, so it's kind of safe from, you know, Heartless Act. If we played the Druid, we would have Frilled Mystic. Still holding up Quench. Hitting for 6. Please and thank you, sign me up. Not worth countering. Go ahead. We really don't want to spend mana on our turn. We want to be sure to spend it on his turn. You know what? That's fine. We can just petty theft that. No. It's better than no land. Still holding our Quench. We're going to build into Sublime Epiphany, I guess, for 6. That'll be our 5th, so it's not too far away. And again, we're holding up Quench. If we don't Quench, we borrow. And then next turn, it's the same with Frilled Mystic. Annoying. Right, we still get the ticket. Right, let's punch it. Mystic's available. Enters tapped. We have lethal. Right, whatever he does to try to get rid of that is not going to work. Goes through anyways, even though we could have countered it. That is the power of, you know, Simic Flash, and Teferi's not here anymore, so this deck is gonna be very, very powerful. Opponent goes first, 3 lands, great, but these are double blue spells and we only have a Triome. This is a risky mulligan, but let's go for it. Keeping 6 here, tossing a Rewind. I think this is a lot better. Our opponent's going slow, which I appreciate. I think we're going to Paradise Druid just to bring our Mystic online early. He seems to have it all mapped out. This is his only turn to play. Alright, we've got Rewind, we have Mystic. Let's play a Cutthroat. And then our Sailor. Maybe he removes the Cutthroat. Sure. Right, okay. These things are bound to happen. Can't get around them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're so close to playing our Shark Typhoon. Anyways, we have chip damage. We don't need the Druid, right? We have all the mana we need. So we can just start smashing for 3. That's quite fun. Let's just Mystic this. Right, now we have 6 damage a turn. Bingo, bango, bongo. Draw engine through our Sailor if we don't do damage. I might just play the Borrower. Wow, you know what we're doing with that. Untap our 4 lands. Pass, take our draw. More counters is better. Take the scry, land can go. We have 4 open, which is great. Let's smash home. Down to 4. We can flash our Nightpack Ambusher. We also have Petty Theft. Nice. So Sailor survives. That taps his mana. Nightpack goes in. Our turn. Petty Theft the wolf, or not the wolf. The rider for lethal, right? So that's game one. Let's take this Dimir control to the sideboard and see what we can do against it. I want 2 negates for sure. Did he play any creatures? I mean, Atris. Not enough. Well, maybe enough for 2. Quench could be good in general as well. And let's drop 2 druids. That's what we did last time and it worked out. Did he go first? Well, it doesn't matter. We won, so he gets to go first anyways. I like this. 2 lands is not enough, but, I mean, at least we pulled this silly druid. Let's just get this out of the way. Frilled Mystics can always stay. Let's just get this druid out. Okay. He probably takes a Frilled Mystic. It's such a threatening card. It's so good. Sailor's good too, though. He's like, what do I take? Right, he's having a brain meltdown. There goes the borrower. Let's get this druid in play. If it survives, we're going to be golden. But does he really use Cry with Carnarium just to pick off a Paradise Druid? It just seems weird, right? He knows we have 1, which means like, ooh, uh-oh. So just playing a Murderous Rider. Yeah, we're gonna Frilled Mystic that. Absolutely. He's gonna try to pull our counters out, and we need to keep them in our hand. Four. This would be 5. I say we just push damage. Right? Sailor can stay in hand for now. And we can, you know, Sailor plus Borrower if we need. Here's another Cry. Or, well, he'll be crying. Frilled Mystic, though, kind of eats that up, which is great. And there's an easy second win. Frilled Mystic, like I said, the new MVP of the standard meta. Alright, let's see if we can get into Diamond with this just abusive deck. Not great, not bad. Scrying to start, which kind of eliminates our Sailor tempo play, but I think it's better than locking on land. Just getting that Frilled Mystic, that Nightpack Ambusher online for 4 as soon as possible. Interesting. The Goose. Simic food or Sultai? It must be Sultai. Let's just get this Druid online. He's going slow still, which is very good. We pay life for the breeding pool, hold up our Cutthroat and Sailor underneath of our Essence Scatter. Right? If he plays a creature, it gets countered. If not, we play the Cutthroat and buff it up. Let's get the Bolt Hound out for his daily laps. It's important to, you know, walk your dogs. Keep them healthy. They like to get out, you know? Get that fresh air as well. I mean, easy wins into diamonds? No, he's here. He's here. He's like, oh, the Gilded Goose has priority. Totes, my bad. Still paying life here, because we want 2 islands available. I guess even though we have the Paradise Druid. We're gonna pass one more time. We could potentially double Cutthroat with the Paradise, which would be fun. What's going on here though, right? 4 mana available. Probably need a negate for Nissa soon. The Great Horn. Okay, so let's Cutthroat. And then Essence Scatter. Gives us the token. He doesn't ramp. Could be a straight up mutate deck. Game 1's done. Good game. Whew. The power of counterspells, right? Mutate, mutate, mutate. He's not having it. It's one of the benefits of playing best of 3 is you can kind of sometimes get free wins, which is pretty cool. So not only do you get the opportunity to redeem yourself if you get land flooded or screwed or, you know, like something weird happens, bad draw hand potentially, but you can also pick up on these free wins. All right, playing first. I love it. Okay, I'll bite. This could be our secondary shenanigans. Very weird hand. 2 forests. Yikes. Let's try to make it work. Mulligan 1. 3 to 4 more mulligans from our opponent is ideal. I'm in the mood for some easy matches, you guys. Let's get some easy wins, easy wins. Oh my lord. When it's opening your hand, it gets to be on the battlefield for free. When a permanent becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, deal 2 damage down. That is a 100% counter to flash decks and counter decks at that. Very nice. Does he have any land? Oh no, we played first. We must have played first. Can you imagine missing your first land drop? Keeping it just for the leyline? Now that's faith. We could ride the counter wave, but let's get rewind in play ASAP. Is this to any target? Just to us. Just to our faces. I think it's just creature spells. Right? I love countering Annex in the morning. Oh, we don't take damage from that, actually? I thought we did. Yep. Still trading with the Steamkin here is great news for us. We can counter and then draw with our Sailor. Also pretty good news. I hope he tries to play another Annex. I hate this guy. I'll double rewind you, bro. I ain't scared. He still gets the counter from his Steamkin. Okay. We lose our draw engine. Bummer. Steamkin's at 4, can play the giant. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, We still have to counter it. Alright, that's all his mana for the turn. He's down to 2 cards and we get a land. Oh no. Well, Cutthroat is good. Down to 11. Pretend he doesn't hit us for 15 here. He's worried about our counter spell. Alright, he just steps on us. Hits us for 3. This is not good. He's about to Embercleave the heck out of us. Ouch. Oh, good game. That's not gonna happen. Let's try to push it. It's gonna be weird. An uphill battle again, needing 2 in a row. If we can ramp into the Mystic, I'm happy. Hopefully just top deck the ley line. I'm gonna trade with the Scorch Spitter. Unless he zaps us. Could be landlocked. Oh, I gets one. Shoot. Let's bounce that. Probably puts it to the top, right? It's one of his better cards. That's our turn. We're ready to rumble. If we can get to this Epiphany, we're going to be laughing. Hopefully he plays more creatures. If not, we use our wolf. Right? Give it to us, baby. Right, he's on 2 or 3 turn timer. 2 turns? Let's make sure we're using it on the appropriate spell in case he casts a non-creature. Okay, good game. We win rounds 2 pretty quickly. We gotta get this 3rd match under the belt though here. I think it's a relatively good balance. Let's drop this Epiphany. It's pretty expensive, and let's take some quenches. Just try to get those counter spells out a little earlier. Okay. It's not bad. It's like not good, but maybe Earl saves us. We're in pretty slow, but so is he. Robber of the rich. Ouch. Brineborn he can use. Bouncing robber. Oh, does he get to replay it before his attack phase? I thought when it was passed to the attackers, he was already done his main phase, and we were just confirming to go to attackers. Whoops! And the more you know, you guys. You're learning a little bit here. Land ramp's great. We need to get this wolf out, and we need to get him firing on all cylinders ASAP! Lock on land, baby. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no! We're here for 5. Oh, Frilled Mystic off the top. Oh, Earl off the top. We need those cards. Nice. Oops. 4th land. Oh no, he can counter it! No! Our opponent goes first. I can't believe we didn't cast our wolf before he drew those 2 Frilled Mystics. I didn't even look that he drew them. What a lucky duckling, right? That's incredible. So I guess we go Paradise Druid just to bring our Mystics online here. Zoria's Flyers is, like, frightening. Hopefully there's no Imperium Eagle. I guess we could bounce it and then counter it later. Straight up hits for days. You think he's running counter magic? That would be weird. I really like these lands much more than the like unsanctioned lands because they had black borders and I would always kind of confuse them with each other. But these ones have colored borders and my brain can decipher that at a easier operating level. We're gonna untap our lands. You know, the Paradise Druid remains tapped, which is a bummer, but we still have access to our Brazen Borrower, our Cutthroat. We'll take the damage here. Playing our Cutthroat, and then we have our Mystic online. 2 Mystics online. Let's start pushing that damage. And did I forget to play? I did. I 100% forgot to play that Brineborn Cutthroat. That is a sign that it's time for a break. We're gonna try to, you know, scrape together a win here, but I'm not looking forward to it. We're just looking to counter this Rally of Wings. Playing our Cutthroat this time, though. Hey, boys. Probably right into a counter spell. Okay, it hits. I mean... yeah, let's just tempo out. Okay, here's the counter spell. I see, I see, I see, I see. Nice play, nice play. We still get the counter, though. And now we have an increased damage output over top of him, right? We're doing 5, he's only doing 2. Lethal and 3 because of our Mystics. There's plenty of damage. It's enough to make me smile. 3 of my favorite cards in hand. I like it. Normally, Frilled Mystic was an absolute banger, but with the arrival of Teferi and Throne of Eldraine, it absolutely shut it out of the meta. And I think we're really going to see a rise of it again. At a certain point, he will need to defend if he doesn't pull, you know, his rally. Another Cutthroat's pretty cool. We can Cutthroat and Mystic with our Druid's mana. He has 2 cards left in hand. Draws to 3. Only 1 engrave for his Termander. Another land. Awesome. That Sea Dasher is going to get a counter, though. He can counter our Cutthroat, it would appear, though. Right? He has a counter spell here. Who cares? Let's waste it anyways. Both of our Cutthroats click up. Alright, game 1. That's a win. We needed that after that last match. Azorius Flyers. Sure. Quench could be good because it's a low mana deck, potentially, but I'm down for just keeping the Essence Scatter. Opponent goes first. I mean, the Cutthroats are good. The land is kind of weird here. Looking for some wolf action. Probably gonna cycle this later. Big hits. Let's pass here. Shit. Are we allowed to say that? Big hits. Let's try to trade with that eagle. I doubt it. He's got lots of life. Oh, we've already played a land. We have 5. I think he's got Rally of the Wings he wants to play. No blocks, 6 damage. Ouch. Ouch. Let's take the draw. I'm sure he can just attack and use a counter spell on us. All right, cross your fingers. Let's counter that. Put our tokens up. I think he could have still put up a really nice fight there, but you know, I'm happy to have that rewind hit. And Simic Flash representing still. All right, you know, misplays are going to be made, especially with this guy, regardless. We're always learning, though. That's the one thing I love about Magic. I don't like easy games where it's just like, oh, I'm good at this, next. I love to be trash at games, right? And always be learning. You know, I love just like that grindstone where you're always improving a little bit. Racing simulators get me for that exact reason. You know, XCOM. There's so many really hard games that are just great. Anyways, Magic the Gathering is a dope game. Teferi's gone. Simic Flash back on top. Frilled Mystic. Busting heads wide open. Without any consequences, really. It's such an amazing card. So, that's that, really. I wouldn't change the deck at all. We talk about different upgrade routes and stuff for this. Just run 4 copies of Frilled Mystic. You know, Brazen Borrower is great too. We lose a lot in rotation, but they're just uncommon, so you shouldn't be worried about it too much, right? The majority of the deck stays. Nightpack Ambusher is really the only good thing that's going, which sadly is a core part of the deck, so we're not going to get around that at all. But regardless, if you've got it, go rock it. If not, you know, we've got those free-to-play rotation-proof Mythic ranked decks in that latest free-to-play playlist or whatever. So check that out as well. We're live every morning at 6 Mountain Standard AM, 7 AM. We go live on Twitch. First one is on YouTube, and then we're back at 6 p.m. on YouTube again in the evening. So a lot of content made for you guys throughout the day. Woo! Talk about burnout. Anyways, I hope you've been enjoying. Big shout out to our financial supporters on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, making this extended workload absolutely possible. So big thank you from not only myself, but the community who's been eating up this content as well. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Woof. Enjoy. I hope you guys had a great day. Do take care, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.